Hey everyone, this is Kenny or Kent or whatever you want to call me, and you're listening to The Other Show. Guys, I'm fully convinced that mustaches are not for women. Wait, that sounded wrong.
No duh.
I was going to say, and thank
I mean,
goodness.
I have two grandmas that might disagree with you or might have disagreed with you.
You saying because they can grow a mustache? A mean mustache?
Grow a better mustache than me.
I mean, that's
They
true.
both passed away.
What do you want me to say about that? Okay, maybe I misspoke. What I'm trying to say is, I know there are women who like mustaches and they're popular now, but I'm getting compliments from
On
men.
women?
No, about my mustache and facial hair in general.
Mhm.
I'm getting compliments from men about my mustache, right? And I feel like this is more of a common thing, because, and I don't know if men are like trying to support each other. Men supporting men, basically.
Mm-hmm.
It needs
Like
to
jock
happen more.
straps.
Right? Where, yeah, I don't want to talk about anything around my face and jock straps.
No,
We're gonna leave that to the side.
that's just asking
please.
for a rash.
Yeah.
No
So
comment.
I went to a concert last night. As of this recording, it was MXPX and the Ataris,
hmm
and it was fun because it was like legit a band I listened to 25 years ago, and
Yeah.
saw them in concert multiple times. Which, by the way, super crazy. Not that MXPX is huge because they've never been, but there was a time 25 years ago when I went to a free MXPX and Blink-182 concert because me and my friend were in the fan club. And we got in free, and now Blink-182, who by the way is still as bad as ever live,
hmm
is near $500.
I know. I wanted to go so bad, but I can't drop that.
No,
Like, I
and
cannot justify it.
it's not worth it.
Really?
What?
And you're in the fan club? It's not worth.
I was in the MXPX fan club. Some good old
Oh,
Christian
okay.
punk rock. Yeah.
Right.
So I'm at this concert, and there's a bunch of people our age. These are
Mhm.
people who've listened to these bands for 20 years, and they're
Like
there to
David
celebrate. Yes. Oh, actually, they were there. They were legit
Alright.
there. I went to go wait in line to go meet the band after, and I was like, oh my gosh, I have to wait in line. Like, it was a really long line, and I'm like walking the whole thing.
Because there
and I
are so
saw-
many club members.
Wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, you sound like you're entitled here. Oh my gosh, I have to wait in line. I'm
Oh.
the president of the fan
No,
club. I was
literally?
OG.
No,
The Centerville
so it's-
chapter.
Okay, let's back it up. It was at the depot,
Mm.
and the guy that got me the ticket, he was like, "Hey, I got a fast pass, so you can just go to the front of the line." Because remember, in the front of the depot, or any concert, there's a lot of people waiting to get inside. I didn't have a fast pass, but I went up to the security guard. I'm like, "Hey, I think I have a fast pass," and she was like, "Oh, let me see. Oh, you don't have a fast pass." And I'm like, "Oh man, the guy that gave me the ticket said I did. Ah, dang it, that's okay." And she's like, "You know what? Go on in." And she let me in the front of the line. Everyone's like, "You're butting in line." I'm like, I'm sorry. So, guys, I hate waiting in line. And if you're nice enough, or if you act like you own the
Look.
place, you get in every time.
Unethical life tip. Do that everywhere. Burger
Everywhere.
King, I think I have a fast pass. Front of the line.
Wait, fast pass to what at Burger King? The ER?
No, that's the number
A
one
fast
perk.
pass to a double bypass.
It's the only perk that people get for still being a part of the BK Kids Club.
A fast pass?
Yeah.
A fast pass from Burger King sounds like a gastrointestinal issue.
I was going to say,
So, yeah.
sponsored by X-Lax.
So, anyways, I go to this concert, and by the way, yeah, when I was waiting in line, like halfway through the line, I saw Dave and Eric, and they let me butt, which was amazing. They're great. But I had a couple random strangers, or just people like friends of friends, that were like, "That's a great mustache," and I'm like, "What? Like, what are you talking about?" I'm like, "I'm probably getting rid of it in a couple days. Please don't get rid of that mustache. It looks really good." And I'm all, "I've never met you in my life, but you know what? Maybe I'm keeping it a little bit longer because men have complimented me." You know?
Ken,
Yeah.
we're all living vicariously through you. Our wives won't let us keep our own mustaches. So we need you to represent all of us and our inner mustache.
Speak for yourself. I've become a new man with my mustache.
You're going full
Josh.
Sasquatch, actually, Josh.
I am, and I'm trying to keep up with like the care of it because I'm trying to trim it and trying to look nice with the beard and the mustache. But I won't lie, like I am jealous of your beard, and I'm trying to learn how to groom the beard better because there's nothing worse than it like 3 p.m. when you're sitting there, on the computer at work, and then all of a sudden, like an errant hair from your mustache goes up your nose and you start sneezing. Like, I didn't know that I had that hazard in my life until about a couple months ago when I started this journey.
That's why it's so hard to be a man these days.
It is.
Yeah, right.
It really is. This is the hardships that we have to deal with.
Josh, you
Men
say
supporting
Marianne's
men.
okay with it. And she might say she's okay with it, but I promise you shave everything but that mustache, she will change and flip on a dime.
Oh,
How so?
Well, it'd look like a pedophile. That's what he's basically
I don't know.
implying.
Exactly.
But has she told you otherwise? Because maybe Marianne's into that. Not the pedophile thing, but a mustache. I'll just speak without thinking tonight. How about that? Spencer just did spit take. Marianne, I apologize. That was an accident.
We are now going to get sued for libel. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
From Josh's wife. Maybe. Hold on. 3, 2, 1. Maybe she's into mustaches. Sorry, Marianne. I'm sweating. That's so funny.
I'm gonna have to have a conversation with her tonight to just prep her for this episode.
She's not gonna like my voice after this. That's for sure.
Josh, do you want Chris Hansen to help you with that?
Marianne, I'm sorry.
Might as well. I mean, it's in the name.
Yeah. Are they related?
Chris Hansen and Marianne?
Oh, I mean, are you related?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm sure if I pulled up, the family search app, maybe. I don't know. I just need, the thing is I just need to get into the same room as him, and then I can pull up the app. But I'm really afraid to get into the same room with him.
Don't get in the same room as him.
I swear I was just here to do my genealogy.
If you look, well, no, that's a great point, Josh. If you look at both of you, the Hansens are all obsessed with lists. Josh, familial lists and genealogy. Chris Hansen, sex offender lists. I mean, it's all boils down to lists.
This has gone wildly off course.
It's really,
and I blame the mustaches.
It is. Yeah, I blame the mustaches as well.
This is why I try to keep the episodes short. Okay. So that we don't go this far off topic.
That's cute.
Can I'm gonna just take this opportunity though to let you know. Okay, I want to say one thing. Thank you, Spencer, for editing last week's episode. We'll kind of get into this.
You should thank me.
Well, I'll get into this in just a moment because my parents' 50th anniversary was yesterday as of the airing of today. And we've been preparing my siblings and I a surprise party for them. And so it's been taking a lot of my time. So having you edit last week's episode was awesome, but there was an issue.
Thank you. Here's an issue.
You were 11 seconds over 1 hour.
Wow.
It's kind of rich getting this feedback from the person that when Kent and I were out of town gave us a 2.5 hour episode. I give you an 11-second over 1 hour. And to be frank, that's because I use the term edit lightly. All I did was drop in background music and the calls. I didn't cut anything. So, editing, not really true.
No, listen.
And for you to come at me for 11 seconds over an hour when you literally did a 3+ hour episode.
2.5 hours.
I don't know where this criticism's coming from. Josh, don't talk to me about time. You did a 4-hour episode.
I mean...
Wait, Spencer, did you just defend yourself by saying, when I edited for you, I didn't actually edit?
Yeah, we know I suck at editing. You know I'm lazy at editing.
You know that people...
But I'm not the one who did a 5-hour episode.
It keeps jumping by an hour every time.
People have gotten kicked off of other podcasts for much less than this.
Much less. For much less than 11 seconds.
Yes. I'm just saying, this rule of keeping it short...
Look,
you just weren't there that week, so I just kind of went with whatever I could get. And it just happened to be 2.5 hours.
I would rather go 11 seconds long on an episode than be 11 seconds late to a ghost hunt.
Listen, it's 40 minutes 40 minutes late. Okay, take it easy.
Mm-hmm.
Basically 11 seconds.
40 minutes, that's better than making a 12-hour episode, okay?
This is too good.
Fine, you get a pass.
Yeah, he gets a pass.
Thank you.
All right, so Josh, I as of this airing,
Mhm.
I know I think is it the day of or the day after
The day
your
after.
parents' 50th anniversary.
Yep.
So
Day
obviously
after.
you're in the planning stages. You can't really tell us how it went, but I know
Well,
it's going to
yeah.
be like kind of a bigger deal. So could you, if you don't mind, if it's not too personal?
No, not too personal at all. So this has been something that we've been planning for probably about the past 6 months, and then of course, like every event that we do as a family, everything comes together, last minute.
Mhm.
And so the past couple of weeks, we've been just getting everything prepared, everything just set, and trying to keep this all a secret, which is really tough when most of the family lives within 12 houses of my
Mhm.
parents.
Yeah.
So, getting Amazon deliveries, getting things, delivered and coming, like Marianne and I coming up without being noticed by my parents and everything, it's kind of tricky. But it's been a lot of fun because this is a milestone that is really special. I mean, it's a big milestone, and it's something that we've all kind of hoped for because my parents, especially my dad, doesn't have the best of health, and so for him to be able to celebrate, this milestone with the
Mhm.
whole family is really special. So,
I feel like we need to have them on the show sometimes to share the secrets to a 50-year marriage.
you
Maybe we can
know,
apply some of that to our podcast.
yeah,
Have like a 30-year career.
well, I mean, it would, we're Greek, so there'd be a lot of yelling, and
Wait, why don't they just start a podcast at this point? I mean,
Should.
honestly, that conversation has actually happened in the
have
past.
you tried to produce it? You're like, I'll run it for you.
I should.
Mhm.
I just have too many things on my docket. But the thing
You
is
do?
they
That's a lot. Yeah.
the thing is I don't think you'd have to really edit too much. I mean, people don't want edited ramblings of older people. Like, just give us whatever you have, the way that you deliver it, and we'll love it, right? So,
Yeah, I want weather talk.
about this?
There'd be a lot of
If
weather
there's-
talk.
I say just record a few, and if
Mhm.
there's a week that we ever can't podcast or we're all gone, we release like a volume 1 of your parents yelling at each other.
Dave
right?
and Nan.
for 27 minutes.
Yeah.
Dave and
The other show.
Nan.
The other parents.
Okay, so it's 50 years,
Mhm.
obviously, so yeah, what's going into the surprise?
So the biggest surprise that we have in store is we actually got Greek dancers from the community church, from the Greek
Okay,
Orthodox.
you got them from the church, because when you say Greek dancers, your parents live kind of by the northern exposure, not the southern. So you got to make sure that they're Greek dancers, not Greek in question mark or quotation mark dancers. Like, yeah, technically we're Greek
I don't know what that means.
somewhere in the ancestry.
I'm trying not to touch this because
You're not supposed to touch the dancers, Josh. That's not fair.
I already have to explain to my wife about this episode. I don't need to explain it to my parents.
By the way, Spencer, it's only Southern now. They got rid of Northern years ago.
Yeah, and
Or
I
did
don't
they?
I don't know why. And then I'm really kind of worried about Googling that, so I just haven't touched it.
Yeah, once again, don't. Yeah, no, it was weird. I don't know why the name changed because it sounds, I don't know.
Okay,
It
I
sounds
won't
worse.
lie. I won't lie. I thought that northern and southern exposure had to do whether it was male or female kind of strip
Hold
bar.
on. Can you go into your reasoning for this?
Well, northern exposure would, be the chest area, and southern exposure would be the lower area. This was my high school mentality, right? My high school special ed mentality. Because it's perfectly reasonable, right, to think that or to assume that. But yeah, no, I was wrong.
Is it kind of like it reminds me of an episode of Who's the Boss when Tony and Samantha were stuck in a cabin and there was only one pair of pajamas between the two of them, and so she wore the top and he wore the pajama bottoms. Is that what you mean?
Top?
No, not really, but long enough.
Long enough for the 80s.
Essentially, yes.
Yeah.
Essentially the same. But I don't know how we got from Greek.
Can that be the title of the episode?
Well,
Long enough for the 80s? Either that or Greek in quote marks. I want to say exclamation, but in quote marks, Greek dancers.
yeah, we don't do exclamation points around here.
You know, I'm a little upset that I am currently Googling why is it called Southern Exposure now.
Are you on the
And
safe
it's-
search?
No, I'm about to because now my cookies are going to be all wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Dang it, it's not coming up with anything. That's really disappointing.
Anyway, back to the Greek dancers, the authentic Greek from the church dancers. We're gonna have
I like
Church?
that.
Is that from the LDS church? Like the local
no,
ward?
no, the Greek Orthodox. So
Dying. We
they-
totally ruined everything.
I know. Now I can't give this episode as a gift to my parents for their anniversary. There goes
You
that
sure can't.
idea.
It was never a gift.
So
It was
your
a
wife-
punishment.
So your wife likes mustaches? Yes, just
Yes,
mustaches.
just mustaches.
Okay, so the dancers are coming from the church.
Yes.
Very
Zorba
cool thing.
dancers.
Yes. And they're anyway, Greek cultural dancers. They do this a lot for other events and things like that. And so this will be something that's really kind of special because it's all Greek. We're doing a Greek theme and everything. My big fat Greek anniversary. And then I'm making a video, a tribute video for them. And we're going to have some dancing. We're actually replicating their wedding cake as well. So Marianne has a friend who is making an amazing cake replica.
Wow.
And we're going to do that. We're going to do their first dance again. And then we'll do kind of a little dance party as well to some 70s music. So, which of
that's
course,
great.
Neil Diamond is going to be there. Sweet Caroline, Beach Boys,
Yeah.
maybe the Beatles, but honestly, we're not a Beatles family. My
Yeah,
dad
I
loves
understand
the 70s and 60s music, but honestly, like, he appreciates the
Not the
Beatles.
Beatles.
He appreciates the Beatles for what they've done, but he's like, they're not that good. So
Hot take.
I know it's a hot take, but I trust my dad's taste in music because my dad was a founder of United Concerts here in Salt Lake and
Oh, awesome.
brought in a
Trust
lot.
your dad's taste in music, but what about his taste in facial hair?
He's actually complimented me. And
Wait, so do they
yeah.
know what's going on? Do they know what's going on
Nope.
for this party?
no, they do not.
How are they going to be prepared? Like, what's the setup here? Because
So-
obviously they're going to have their 50th. They probably planned a dinner or something, right?
Well, they
Wouldn't
want
it be terrible if they surprise him and like it gives his dad a heart attack? Like he's so shocked.
Yes, Spencer. That would actually be the worst possible scenario.
that went dark real fast.
Oh, now the episode went dark. Just now.
Well,
Yeah, but like I'm looking at Josh's family, and that's his family. Like if you know the history and you know his siblings, they read kind of like a sitcom, and that if you were to write an episode about that, that is exactly what would happen. Like full recovery by the end of the episode, but
do you remember when we tried to come up with our own sitcom about my life? We had a lot of time in between Bountiful and South Jordan.
we casted it and everything.
Oh,
but then
yeah.
Cloris Leachman died, and
It was called Somebody Loved
derailed it.
Somebody Loved Josh.
Aw.
And it was, essentially a ripoff of Everybody Hates Chris and Everybody Loves Raymond. But
I'm sure I would have showed up in the third season. Kind of like this surprise character that they're like, oh yeah, we've known Kent this whole time.
yeah, and thankfully you only
Yeah, but
came
we
back
thought
in
you
the
were
second.
dead.
Yeah,
It's a soap opera.
comes and goes whenever, right? But anyway,
Okay. Yeah.
Anyway, the event will kind of, it will be a surprise.
Mhm.
The plan right now is my mom started trying to make plans because she wants to do something as a family. She wants to take the siblings or whatever out to a nice dinner. She was thinking maybe a play. And we're like, no, yeah, let's not do a play. Let's do something that we can kind of do as a family that's, you know, more interactive or whatever. And it's like, maybe we'll come up with the activity if you want to tell us where you'd like to go to dinner. So the plan is we were going to get reservations. I can't remember if we've picked somewhere, but for 6:30, 6:40, Marianne and I are going to go grab my parents and drive them. And while we're driving, we're going to get a call from my sister asking for me to come pick something up from the church, because of course the party's going to be in the church, and we're going to have everybody who is there at that moment walk out as soon as my parents pull up.
I was gonna ask how they're gonna do that, because at this point your parents know all your siblings' cars, so if they pull up to the church and like all your siblings' cars are there, like, they're gonna know something's up.
Yeah, and they will. I mean, well, we can always park on the other side of the church building.
And I think it's fine as long as you can keep a surprise until, like, you know.
Oh yeah,
soon enough. Yeah.
And so, yeah, the plan is just kind of surprise them there, and then the Greek dancers will be a complete surprise. We're going to be hiding them somewhere in the church, probably like the nursery or something. I don't know.
Okay.
And they'll pop out sometime in between the program. So.
Wow.
We'll do that. We'll do Zorba like we did at my wedding, and we just want to have a fun.
Why would you do
family
Zorba? Isn't that the exercise dancing?
Well,
that, like, all the girls like.
Isn't Zumba?
Gosh.
Oh yeah, that's Zumba.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry, my brain is all over tonight. Like, whenever he says Greek dancing, I'm thinking of Fiddler on the Roof. Like,
no, you were thinking of.
I mean, you're not. He's just gonna have his own show over here. I mean, you're not very, you know, far off, because I mean, we are Greek Jews, so. You know, it kind of comes in handy, especially around Easter time, you know, because we get 2 Easters. So, you know, like this past week was awesome because at Walmart, everything Easter related was 75% off. And I went a little crazy. Like,
okay.
I'm
a little upset at you because you sent in our text thread that you got bags of candy, like giant bag of candy, right? And I was like, oh, cool, but it's like Thursday, right? Usually it's the day after you can get the holiday candy, like 50 to 75% off, and I'm all about that. And you're going 4 days after Easter, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. And so I went to Walmart literally 5 minutes after you sent that message. They had one bag of Brock's jelly beans at that point.
Ooh,
mine
Josh
was
already been through.
Yeah, people like Josh. Mine was picked apart. So wherever your Walmart is, you got the good stuff.
It was South Jordan, just right by my house. And
well, no, that's the reason your Walmart's pretty well stocked. I used to live in the same neighborhood Josh lives in now, is because it's across the street from a Costco.
Oh, okay.
It's actually a really good point, because there were tons of candy.
Mind-blowing discovery this week.
Go on.
Walmart has a $1.50 hot dog combo.
What?
Walmart does?
In their deli.
Walmart has a deli?
Yeah. Walmart has a deli.
No, Gross. But like with food that you eat, like you get lunch at?
Yeah.
So not just sliced meat, they have like hot dogs?
Yeah. $1.50. Yeah, man.
I don't know how I feel about it.
You get your dog, you put it in the bun. Yeah, man. $1.50.
We almost made it a full episode without talking about hot dogs. That's crazy.
I just had to slip that wiener joke in there.
Okay.
But no, legit thing. $1.50.
Seriously
combo.
though, the way you describe that, I mean, really anything from Walmart is kind of sketch, especially from a deli. Like my gut now is not
Speaking of
wanting
Walmart,
to dance well.
Josh, how was your experience with the self-checkout?
It's not bad. I mean,
Okay.
I'm sure that there's a story coming here in just a moment.
Yeah, I'm about to tell you one because Walmart, and I'm sure everyone saw like all the redos. There are mostly the self-checkout lanes,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
But they've had such an issue with shoplifting nationwide
Oh.
because people scan their stuff, but scan some of their stuff and then walk out,
Mhm.
and the greeter's too nice to tackle them or something like that. But they're losing so much money that they're just shutting down. Of the ones they just installed, like 80% of the self-checkouts.
Who could have seen this coming?
You know, I actually kind of had that thought because I have
Mhm.
seen some of those videos on Reddit and everything
Yeah.
of people who have been accused of shoplifting or whatever.
Mhm.
And when I was ringing up my discounted candy, I actually scanned one of the bags twice.
Mhm.
And so I didn't scan the next one.
Yeah.
You know, because it was the same product, and I put it in the
Makes
bag,
sense.
and
Yeah.
but I felt so guilty because I'm like,
No, that's actually
they're gonna
fine.
think-
You're
they're
no,
gonna-
no. Here's the thing with self-checkout. Anything can be a yellow onion if you want it to be.
Yeah.
oh yeah, exactly. And
PS5,
Yellow onion.
yellow onion. New
No,
phone,
and-
Kent, yellow onion.
Yellow onion. Okay, I'm gonna get that then. No, and so they're struggling with that. So they're thinking about doing and I think Target is maybe leaning this way, but there's a Walmart Plus subscription where you will be allowed to go do the self checkout every time for a monthly fee.
that's dumb.
But
I don't want to sit in a.
It's super dumb.
I don't
I can
want to
see it
sit.
happening.
I don't want
Not
to.
only- Not only do they expect us to bag and check out our own groceries without giving us a discount because they're not paying a cashier. Now they want to charge us for the privilege of bagging and checking out
It's-
our own groceries.
I actually really struggle at Walmart and Target as well, but mostly Walmart because there's so much people shopping online that the employees are walking by with their like giant, whatever, like carts essentially,
Mhm.
where they are shopping for people, and they don't care that you're there or not. They don't care that you're shopping, and it's
No.
almost impossible to shop. Like to the point where I'm like, do I shop online? Do I become that person? Maybe.
No, because when it comes to produce, they always give you the worst produce.
Yeah, I
They
will
don't squeeze
never.
the oranges.
Well, I
Well,
wouldn't get my produce from
no,
Walmart. anyways.
No, and plus everybody at Walmart squeezes the oranges. Let's be honest. Even if
Yeah.
you shop in person, it's just gross.
Ugh.
Well, no, the Walmart employees don't. So how do you know you're getting a ripe orange?
Yeah, I mean, I
You
just
don't. You don't. You're taking that risk.
cantaloupe? Who's gonna sniff the cantaloupe for you?
You. I'll beg Spencer, go get me a $1.50 hot dog combo and sniff my cantaloupe.
Sounds like you're gonna get a visit by Josh's cousin.
Oh my gosh. Okay. How about this? I've got similar to Spencer last week, how you had to spin the wheel and go by color. I have two choices for you. We're gonna go back to Am I the Other Hole?
the other hole.
Right? It's still a working title.
I
I
still
have
don't know
two
what the
race
other hole is. Is it the belly
you-
button hole? Is it the
You-
Ask
well-
Marianne.
Leave her out of this. We've said her name too many times on this show. So your options are donut or cookie. Josh, donut or cookie?
Ooh, well,
You're gonna have to ask Josh because I know my answer. Cookies are my Achilles heel.
yeah, well, cookie because normally I don't get sick off of cookies.
So you want to go with cookie?
Mm-hmm. Donuts
Oh, no.
are another thing.
Okay.
Let's do donuts then. We have to do donut holes.
Wait, which one? Which one am I doing?
Donuts.
Josh just said cookie.
Cookies.
I'm so confused.
You gotta flip a coin. Heads it's Josh.
Oh
Tails it's
my.
Spencer.
Why are you so difficult?
Because you're making me record after bedtime.
Josh, you decide. Donut or cookie? Spencer wants you to choose
donuts.
donut.
Fine, donuts. Just kill
No, I'm
me
just
with all
trying to
that
force it.
egg.
No, I want cookie now.
Oh my gosh.
Just
You
read
guys
it.
would- Okay, I'll read both now. So am I go donut or cookie?
We're not starting this again. Just go with whatever the spirit tells
I
you.
promise I will stick with whatever Josh chooses this time. Okay?
Let the Holy Spirit guide. Just
Okay.
you choose, Kent.
No, it's less fun if I choose.
Okay, fine. The donut. The donut.
Yeah, donut. Okay, here we go.
The answer you
Am
wanted
I-
all along.
No, actually, the cookie one's pretty good. You're missing out.
Okay.
Anyways, am I the other hole for refusing to give a donut to a kid at a party? That's the question, right? That's the title they throw on there. And now here's the post. I can't believe I am posting this, but here we are. I have a mixed group of friends. By the way, I'm just reading this bad grammar and all. I have a mixed group of friends, and some are saying I was wrong, so I decided to let Reddit decide. My husband and I were invited to a birthday party. We asked if we could bring anything, and the host said, not needed, but we could if we wanted to. Since I don't like showing up empty-handed anywhere, I thought it would be nice to purchase some boutique donuts from an artisanal donut shop near us. Boutique and artisanal. Wow.
What does
fancy.
boutique donut even mean?
It's probably made with like rose water.
Do they smell like potpourri?
Most likely.
That's
We
the
got
sprinkles.
a bunch of donuts. We got a bunch of donuts and one gluten-free donut for my husband who can't have gluten. Side note, no one at the party has any gluten issues. We know these people fairly well. We got to the party and set the donuts down. Immediately, this kid and his mom decided to come on over because, in her words, these are the best donuts in town. Wow, thank you for bringing them. I open up the boxes and immediately the kid throws his hands on the gluten-free one. I kindly said, oh, sorry, I'm saving that one for my husband. He can't have gluten. I picked the donut out and set it aside and proceed to tell him about all the other wonderful flavors that I got. Cookies and cream, Nutella, it was donuts galore. The kid immediately starts crying because he wanted the one I took away, and his mom proceeded to begin tearing at me and yelling at me for not just giving him the donut. He is just a kid. I was stunned, and I immediately left the situation, went outside with my husband's donut, gave it to my husband. I was mortified. I thought she would calm down, but no. This lady proceeds to go outside and make a scene about it. A big argument ensued about how I refused her kid a donut. It was comical at this point. I calmly stated my point again, that this donut was from my husband, who is gluten-free, and I know there's no one else who has an issue with gluten, so her child could have one of the others. This lady wouldn't let it go. So here's where I might be the other hole. At this point, I am sick of her entitlement, so I told her just that. She is an entitled little brat, and now I know where her kid gets it from. She starts crying, making a scene, and leaves the party. The host and everyone there is just mortified and then tell me I should have just handed the kid the donut. My husband sticks up for me, and we decide to leave early. Is this woman the other hole? The other donut hole? Maybe that's what we should call it. Am I the donut hole?
I don't know.
That's actually a tough one.
Because I just wouldn't even engage with her, to be honest with you. I mean,
You're saying after the fact, like
Yeah.
after this lady's coming at you?
yeah.
It's like, why don't you give my kid the donut? You're just like, I'm going to ignore this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, but what would you do with the kid? So the kid, this obviously kid is like, I want donuts, and goes in there, grabs the one that obviously was specifically chosen for your husband.
Mm-hmm.
Who, by the way, and I'll just say this, like I know it's kind of hard to like satisfy those who have gluten intolerance, but there's maybe not a lot at the party that people with gluten intolerance can have, right?
Yeah.
So that may be like one of the few things they can actually eat is something they bring themselves.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's a party
Right.
because what else are you gonna have? Cake,
Do you?
pie.
I mean, for me, if I had something like that and I thought maybe there was a risk of someone taking that donut,
Mm-hmm.
I would just eat it before. Maybe.
Yeah.
That's kind of where I'm hung up is when I have a dietary restriction for anything, like I'm on a diet or I can't have or I don't like what's going to be served there and I bring something, I'm keeping it in a separate container and it's not going out of my sight until it's in my pie hole, right?
Right.
So by putting it with the rabble donuts that he can't have anyway.
And I guess that's the problem is like presenting a box of donuts that are obviously delicious, boutique even.
Yeah.
And then saying, oh, there we go. And then people going, oh, I want a donut. And you're like, everyone but that one.
But
I
that
think
doesn't.
maybe you just need to
But does that
immediately grab
make
it up.
does that make you the other hole though?
I think this is one of the situations where it's like there's no winners here.
I will say
no,
there's no
I don't
winners.
think so.
Socially, there's no winners because I do think she was right. I don't think she's the other hole.
No.
Because I also would have gotten this lady's face and been like, listen, I don't know what's going on. There's obviously bigger issues. Sorry this happened, but at the same time, your kid doesn't deserve this donut. But like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, honestly, I don't think there's much more to say other than
clearly these people at the party, people at the party were not pleased that they didn't just give the donut.
Well,
so socially they're gonna suffer.
But the thing is who's throwing the fit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not them. It's not the people who brought the donut. It's the lady. And yes, I think we're kind of predisposed to want to try to make the peace and when somebody's upset, something that we're very well versed in. And, so it's easy for us to just acquiesce to keeping the peace and whatever.
Right.
But
placate.
When it's, or placate, right?
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. Yeah.
I use big words and hope that
I know. I like
that
boutique
sense.
and artisanal. Yeah.
But we want to keep the peace, but at the same time, it's like usually an adult, an emotionally stable adult who understands, oh, this is a gluten-free donut for somebody who has gluten-free intolerances. That should be the end of the story. So
yeah,
she's not the a-hole, the other hole, whatever.
And Spencer, you're kind of mixed because it's just handled poorly on every side.
Yeah, I think there was a lack of maturity on both ends. Yes, as a parent, you need to teach your kid, like, hey, there's people that can't have everything that you can have. This donut's for somebody else. Let me help you. Let's not follow this up. But also, why was the donut mixed with the rest of the donuts if it's a gluten thing? Like,
it's true.
There's serious cross-contamination issues right there.
Okay.
It's a bad gluten issue.
Yeah.
2, you knew what kind of party you were going to, and they said specifically, we knew everybody really well that was going to be there. So you knew this kid was going to be there. You knew this parent was going to be there. And at some point, you just got to be the bigger person. Be like, look, this is how it is. We're dropping it now. I'm not going to get in your face. Like, I've explained the situation. I'm not escalating this.
Yeah.
So, like, there's lack of maturity on both ends.
You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is one of those situations where I'm like, little of column A, little of column B.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and I think that's a bigger, topic of the commentary of society now, because we feel like we're entitled to tell people how entitled they are. So I can see that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for the feedback. You're missing out on cookies now. That's too bad. Save it for next time.
Yep.
Possibly.
Save it for next time. Possibly.
It's literally, it's kind of the same exact story. Anyways, let's jump into phone calls real quick.
Yep.
We just have a phone call.
Morning, gentlemen. It's Sam. Hey, I've been a Daybreak resident for 14 years, and your description is pretty accurate. It's not the same place I moved into. I had 3 owners since I've lived there, and the current one, I think, is the Larry Miller Group. I lived in the same house, but I've been in 2 states and 4 wards. And Josh, as far as putting stuff in the lake, just go in the north end and do it fast before they can stop you. And you can put anything on the lake. That's the only rule, I think, is just getting away with it. Anyway, gentlemen, have a nice day, and I'll talk to you soon.
Based on what we just learned about Josh north and south ends, I don't think we want him putting it on anything.
Now I'm going to have to explain.
Doesn't matter how fast he is.
Now I'm going to have to explain
confused.
this episode to my bishop. So thank you.
Yeah, he was just confused, Spencer.
Well, you are close enough to Draper that happens a lot. So
Just turn that pineapple upside down. Dun, 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 dun.
hey, another thing we learned in this episode is Draper has pineapples, and apparently Farmington has cantaloupes and $1.50 combos.
Thank goodness that's too long for the episode title.
Yeah, it's definitely too long.
No.
Well,
All right.
guys, I do have something to kind of wrap us up and bring us home. I have a list of everything that is being canceled or coming to an end on TV. So I'll just kind of run down this list, and if there's anything you're going to miss or anything the listeners are going to miss, it's leaving the air.
Okay.
Or leaving streaming because it's not on the air anymore. Let me know.
Probably every
So
show on
first-
Netflix, I'm going to assume.
Mm-hmm.
There's a
Like, they
lot of
cancel
Netflix.
everything.
Should we get some
Okay,
Sarah
what do we got?
McLachlan to play?
Oh, 100%.
To play in the
Ready?
background.
And
I remember you. Do. Upload season 4 canceled.
okay. Never seen it.
I'm probably gonna not know
Julia.
any of these things.
Canceled.
I don't watch
Okay.
TV.
After 7 seasons, The Good Doctor has been canceled.
Whoa, okay.
Oh.
I've never seen it, but I've seen it memed. But yeah, that's fine.
American Born Chinese only got 1 season on Disney Plus.
Okay. They really tried to sell that after Everything Everywhere All at Once. But
They really did, didn't they?
didn't go anywhere.
Also canceled on Max and Netflix are Our Flag Means Death, The Brother's Son, Rap Crap. I can't say that word on the air. I promised Stephanie I wouldn't swear.
Rap crap.
This one actually does kind of hurt. Is Schmigadoon is being canceled after 2 seasons on Apple Plus.
Yeah,
Did you
I
watch
can see that.
one?
I watched the first season with my girls, and they were too young to watch it. So we had to turn it off because it's a little adult. Funny, though.
It is a little adult, yes.
It's funny, though. That show started like 5 years ago and has had a season like every 2.5 years.
I mean,
so I'm not
fair,
surprised.
Cecily Strong's been busy.
It's kind of like the Stranger Things.
Yeah, true story.
They're gonna
Okay.
like the last season of Stranger Things. I swear is just gonna be like a 20-year reunion.
Yeah. Honestly.
Star Wars: The Bad Batch is coming to an end as well as What
After
We Do
how
in
many
the
seasons?
Shadows. 3 seasons for
Okay.
Bad Batch and 6 for What We Do in the Shadows.
Wow.
But those were known cancellations.
Right.
Specifically, Bad Batch had 3 seasons planned.
Do you watch
and
Bad
their arc
Batch?
is just wrapping up. I have been. I just
Mhm.
haven't finished this last season.
Okay.
Also canceled are Andor is getting a 2nd season, and that will be its last season.
Which, once again, we knew that was coming.
We knew that one was coming.
Yeah.
Same with Blue Bloods is getting their last season after 14 seasons.
What? How does a show go
14
14 years and I barely even heard of it? It's like the Tom Selleck cop show,
It was
right?
on ABC,
Yeah, it
wasn't
is.
it?
It's carried by Tom
CBS
Selleck's
or something.
mustache and Mark Wahlberg's brother, Donnie.
Yeah.
Yeah. What?
See, CBS has this weird thing where they have all of these no-name series that last more than 10 plus years.
Are they just embezzling? Like, how do they do it?
I probably get Chris
Yeah,
Hansen
money
on this.
laundering.
Mm-hmm.
NBC's, right?
Oh, I found gum on my mic. Huh.
Oh, yeah. Cool. Other planned cancellations, Cobra Kai is coming to a close after 6 seasons on Netflix.
Okay, Spencer,
Six?
I'm super confused right now. Josh, have you seen Cobra Kai?
Yeah, I just haven't seen anything past like season 2 or 3.
It's great. It's cheesy
Oh,
as
it's
all get out.
fantastic.
I love it. I'm really confused though because they have 6 seasons and it gets into it and they have Ralph Macchio and just like the original cast, right? But they're also making a Karate Kid movie with Ralph Macchio and Jackie Chan, who plays
Ooh.
Mr. Miyagi in the 2010 one, and I don't understand what they're doing.
I think they're not even connected.
Which is dumb because Cobra Kai is actually a really good
It's
follow
really
through.
good.
Like, so if they're like, oh, that doesn't exist, that's actually really disappointing.
They need to acknowledge it because the character development they've done
Mhm.
has been fantastic.
I really
Yeah,
like that
totally
nerdy kid who got the mohawk. That was my favorite.
Oh,
part.
yeah.
Hawk.
Hawk.
Yeah. That
Great
makes
name.
sense.
Hawk.
Oh, there you go. No, he he was my spirit animal as a nerdy kid growing up. So, just
With
live
your mohawk.
yeah, I wanted a mohawk so bad.
Okay, so Cobra Kai, what else we got?
La Brea is being canceled on NBC after only 3 seasons.
Okay, never heard of it.
It's ABC.
You ever heard? It's about the La Brea
It's
carpet.
ABC.
And, like
But-
going back in time.
3 seasons? Who knows?
It's
What?
not. It's NBC.
Okay.
Whatever.
Who watches TV?
Okay, whatever.
I don't.
Magnum PI is getting canceled after 5 seasons.
What?
The
Wait.
reboot.
Oh.
not
Yeah,
the
sure.
original.
I'm like, I think
That's a
that was
thing?
much earlier.
Okay, the next one is Outlander. Got 8 seasons on Stars.
8 seasons?
8 seasons of
That-
Kilted Lust.
That's Lady Prawn right there. That is
Kilted
straight
Lust,
up.
I tell you.
Mhm.
The next one is, we said Schmigadoon SEAL Team Got 7 seasons on Paramount.
Does that one have David Boreanaz?
Yeah, that one has David Boreanaz.
Okay, once again, never seen it. Wow, how do these shows exist? Okay.
Star Trek Discovery is finally being put to bed after 5 seasons of suffering.
How do you feel about it? Just you're just so glad they're just
It is
done.
the worst Star Trek I've ever seen, and I watched all of Enterprise.
Okay.
Enterprise came with its own melatonin, I swear. Like,
It's because the theme song, like all the other Star Treks have like an orchestral theme song, and Enterprise started with a country. It's been a long time getting from here to there.
I thought you were gonna
nerd.
go Fast and Furious real quick.
Nerd.
Nope.
Okay, what else we got?
What is it called? It's something to the heart. Anyway, after that we have Station 19 on ABC. How many seasons, Josh?
No idea.
7
What?
seasons. You should know this.
What are these shows? Did you make up the names of these shows?
No, these are all real shows.
Can you tell me something? Tell me this. Tell me this. Is Chopped still going on the Food Network?
Chopped. Let me go to the C's. I have to go through all the not canceled shows. Unfortunately, Jimmy Kimmel's still on Kent. Just so you know.
That's too bad.
Chopped. It's still going.
57 seasons, Josh.
I know. It's the only thing I watch.
Okay, that makes sense.
I mean, I tried with The Bachelor, but, I just...
You're the reason Station 19 is being canceled, Josh. Thanks a lot.
You need to watch it.
Yeah, I don't have... I don't know if anybody else is like this, but I do not have the patience to sit down and watch an hour-long show.
Like broadcast TV is ridiculous. It's a dinosaur.
Oh, it is. Like, why
But
can't
clearly,
we just kill it?
Like, you do have shows like Grey's Anatomy, which is going into like 21 seasons now, which is insane.
Where are the Simpsons at right now?
37, 38?
35 and 36 are renewed.
Wow.
Okay.
And how dumb is
All right.
Homer Simpson now?
Meanwhile,
I know.
Superman and Lois is canceled after 4 seasons on the CW.
How do you
Sweet
feel about
Tooth is
that?
also wrapping up after 3.
Oh, okay.
Superman and Lois was good, but it's on the CW. It's time to put it down.
CW, sure.
Okay, Sweet Tooth, I'm actually a little sad about. If you haven't, have you watched that?
Yeah, first 2 seasons.
First 2 seasons.
Oh,
Fantastic.
is that the little kid deer thing?
Yeah, the Deer Kid. Yep.
I think I saw like
they
2
use
episodes.
practical effects, and it's awesome. Like it feels like an 80s movie. Let's kind of wrap up. Umbrella Academy is getting canceled. We knew that. Vikings of Valhalla, only 3 seasons on Netflix.
Oh no.
What We Do in the Shadows is canceled.
Josh,
You is canceled. Yellowstone is canceled.
Is it canceled or just coming to its end?
It is Yellowstone is canceled, but that's because they're spinning it out into different series focused on different characters.
And Kevin Costner has left the show.
They're spinning it out to
Kevin
Jackson
Costner's left the
Hole.
Ooh, am I the Jackson Hole? That's a good. Okay, anyways. Any other notable ones?
Meanwhile, this should be canceled. Velma is getting a 2nd season at Max.
Yeah,
and
too many people hate watched.
Pump Rules is still on.
Okay, that's too bad. So we're losing all these amazing CBS police procedurals, but we still get Velma.
And somehow Young Sheldon got 7 seasons.
Yeah, and it's coming to its end, and they're gonna spin it off to like teenage Sheldon.
Oh gosh, puberty with him.
Young Sheldon is like the Mattress Firm of TV shows.
What do you mean?
It's all over the place, and it's constantly like the #1 rated show on network television. But just like a Mattress Firm, have you ever talked to anybody that actually watches it?
No.
Have you actually ever met somebody that's bought a mattress from Mattress Firm?
No.
Exactly. Like, it's laundering money. I think they are just laundering money through a television show.
You need to get off
That's
of
what
Reddit.
Chuck Lorre does.
You need to get off Reddit, Spencer.
Birds aren't real.
Hey, listen.
The Earth is
flies,
flat.
If it flies, it spies. Okay.
Exactly.
All right. Okay. Well, with that, we don't want to go 11 seconds over.
No.
So how about we take this random show and we end it? So there you go, Josh.
The other show with Kent Dunn, Josh Hansen, and Spencer Myers. Produced by Kent Dunn, Josh Hansen, and Spencer Myers. Show design and audio editing by me, Josh Hansen. Sales manager, Spencer Myers. Please rate, review, and subscribe to The Other Show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, YouTube, or wherever podcasts are found. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. To better connect with us, join our Facebook group, The Other Group. For past episodes, links to our other shows, and to shop for show swag, visit www.theother.show. And remember, when you're not listening to me here, you can hear me on my other show, The Party in the Back.
You can hear me on my other show, Baconsale.
And you can find me sniffing cantaloupes at Kent's local Walmart. What are you still doing here? Josh, why are you still listening? It's 11 seconds. Get over it.